At 2:13 a.m., security guard Frank was doing his usual night shift in a quiet office building. The place had 12 floors, but at night only the lobby lights stayed on. Everyone else had gone home hours ago. He was alone, or at least, that's what he thought. While watching the security monitors, Frank noticed the elevator suddenly activate. No one had entered the building. No doors had opened. But the elevator panel lit up and began moving. Floor 1, Floor 2, Floor 3. He leaned closer to the screen. Floor 4, Floor 5. Then something strange happened. The elevator display skipped Floor 6 completely. It went straight from 5 to 7. Frank frowned. That wasn't possible. The building's elevator was programmed to stop at every floor when selected, and nobody was even inside to press a button. He replayed the camera feed. Inside the elevator, it looked empty. But for a single frame, just one, there was a figure standing in the corner. When he paused the footage, the image became grainy. The figure looked like a person, but its head was slightly tilted as if it were staring directly at the camera. Frank decided to check the 6th floor in person. The elevator doors opened with a soft chime, and he stepped out into the dark hallway. The motion lights flickered on one by one, revealing rows of closed office doors. Everything was silent. Too silent. He walked down the corridor and noticed something odd. The sign on the wall read Floor 7. Confused, he turned around. The elevator behind him clearly showed he had stepped out on Floor 6. He rushed back inside and pressed the lobby button. When he reached the ground floor, he checked the building directory. There was no Floor 6 listed at all. According to the directory, the building went from 5 directly to 7. Shaken, Frank reviewed the blueprints stored in the security office. The architectural plans showed 12 floors. But between floors 5 and 7, there was a sealed section labeled only with a single word, restricted. The next night, Frank refused to take the elevator. But at exactly 2:13 a.m., it activated again on its own. This time, it stopped on Floor 6, and the camera inside showed the doors opening to a hallway that no longer existed in the building. At the very end of that hallway stood the same figure, perfectly still. Then the elevator doors slowly closed. Frank quit his job the following morning. 3 weeks later, the building's management reported a system error and replaced all security footage from that night. They claimed it had been corrupted. But before leaving, Frank copied one screenshot onto a USB drive. In the image, the elevator mirror clearly reflected him standing behind the camera, watching the screen. Except Frank had been sitting in the security room at the time, and in the reflection, the figure in the elevator was no longer alone. It was standing right behind him,